Hello everyone. Myself Dr. Shubh Arora, Assistant Professor from Department of Commerce, GIMS Greater Noida. I once again welcome you all back to the lecture series of the subject Advertising and Brand Management. Currently, we are on the fourth unit of this subject, and today is the second lecture for it. And the topics which we are going to discuss today are we'll be talking about brand positioning, the differentiation strategies, and we'll be also talking about the brand repositioning. So let's start with the topics. First, we'll talk about brand positioning and differentiation strategies. When we talk about positioning and differentiation, basically these two terms are very closely interrelated, and these two are the marketing strategies used by a brand, right? So basically when we do positioning in our previous lecture of this unit, we discussed about what is brand positioning. So brand positioning is creating an image in the mind or the eyes of the customer regarding your brand by using different techniques. So basically different strategies are used by the brand for doing the brand positioning, right? And this strategy is used for brand positioning for conveying that what products your company or the organization is selling, how they are bigger, how they are different, or what are the main characteristics or traits of the products sold by your brand, right? So in comparison to other competitors. So basically all these strategies which make your product, the product of your brand, different from others in the process of brand positioning, right? And this differentiation is very important, right? Why? Because through this differentiation only you will be able to promote your products in an efficient way, and you'll be able to convey and spread awareness about your products and services to the customers, right? So it helps you to define the attributes, the add-on benefits of your products through by using these differentiation strategies while doing the process or the act of brand positioning. So this is why brand positioning and differentiation strategies are interrelated. Now let's talk about the positioning basics. When your organization follows certain philosophies and values and contains certain different attributes related to your products and services which you are selling in the market, the very first element of positioning is to assess that the company or the product's attributes or the benefits which the consumers or the customers will get after purchasing and consuming the products of your brands, that differentiation has to be created in the minds of the customers in comparison to the products if they buy from the different brands of your competitors, right? So like if we talk about organic food, it provides emphasis on superior nutritional value, right? Superior quality, durability, allied services, low prices, technology advancement, etc. can be some of the attributes and add-on benefits which you can use to position your brand in the market. Then we'll be talking about the target customers. If we talk about the target customers, it is very important, right? Because when you are doing positioning, you definitely need to emphasize on a particular target customer group or a target audience, right? Because for a particular brand it is not possible to cover the entire market, so you need, that is why segmentation of the market is done into certain segments, homogeneous segments of the market, right? The entire market is divided into homogeneous segments, right? And that after that segmentation the target customer is identified. So they are saying that target customer group has to be identified, and then positioning has to be done by the brand by focusing on that particular target customer group. The benefits and value one customer market appreciates may be different than other customers' desires, right? For example, if you talk about a frozen yogurt shop, that will typically provide its customer with fresh customized yogurt products, who are mainly health conscious customers or middle class or higher income customers, right, who will be willing to pay a higher price for getting a better quality or higher quality product, right? If we talk about fast food shops like McDonald's or groups like Burger King, etc., they offer low price ice creams, cones, and products for more budget conscious buyers. So the brand is doing the brand positioning, and while doing the brand positioning, the brand is also thinking about the target customer group, right? And when thinking about the target customer group, the brand has to see that this is my target customer group and what they can afford, what are they actually expecting, right? And what do I need to provide to my target customer group, right? How, what kind of consciousness they have in them as customers. Are they budget conscious, or are they willing to pay a higher price for a quality product, right? So all these aspects have to be assessed properly while focusing on the target customers by the brand. Then we talk about the differentiation purpose. When we talk about the differentiation purpose, here certain kind of differentiations has to be done regarding the products. Like when giving messages in ads, the company or the brand needs to differentiate its brand and needs to promote through ads the benefits or the attributes connected with the products and services sold by your brand, right? So these messages and these differentiation has to be done in the promotional activities, right? Why? That because this only will result in making your brand different from others. And who are those others? Those others are your competitors prevailing or surviving in the market, right? So if we talk about internet service provider GoDaddy.com, it has totally tried to differentiate itself greatly from its competitors by using certain sexually themed TV commercials not traditionally used by tech companies, right? Or if we talk about small businesses who often have cost disadvantages relative to large companies and therefore try to focus on personalized services or on certain niche products, right? So all these things can be used while doing the promotional activities to make your product and the entire process of brand positioning different, right, in the eyes of customers. Then we'll talk about the differentiation tools. For in this differentiation tools, you can use a number of ways. Like you can brand as a brand, you can use a number of symbols, tools to make your brand different from others. A different name such as Zappos for a shoe brand, right? Or a very good and attractive brand logo can be used by a brand, or you can make certain attractive changes for making your packaging, packaging of your product attractive, right? So basically using certain tools and methods who are visually very attractive for the customers, and when they are visually getting attracted towards you, that means you as a brand, as a by using certain tools like symbols, logos, punchlines, or certain attractive changes in the packaging of the product, you are able to differentiate yourself, your brand, in comparison to your competitors, right? Then distribution is also a means of differentiation. For differentiating your brand in comparison to others, you can also use different kind of distribution strategies. Like if you talk about Amazon.com, it has been very efficient and has a very controlled, well structured system to ensure efficient and timely delivery of goods to its customers with the help even when there is an order of third party goods, right? So timely and efficient delivery. So Amazon makes sure that all this system is very working very effectively, efficiently, and controlled. So this system is distribution system, right? Here we'll talk about brand repositioning. When we talk about brand repositioning, so basically it can be defined as altering the position of a brand or the products in the minds of the customers, right? Whatever you are offering in comparison to competitors. So first we did positioning, and now you are repositioning it. So basically whatever you have positioned, you are trying to kind of alter it, right? So it is very subtle and a difficult process, because whatever first impression you have already created in the process of brand positioning, now you are trying to do some kind of alterations or changes. Now these changes are slight difficult, right? Because before doing the brand repositioning part, the organization as a brand needs to understand that the target market, what are their expectations, what are the customers prevailing in the target market, what do they want, will they prefer or like the changes what I'll do now, right? So you need to do it very carefully. A brand needs to do the repositioning process very carefully, right? Then brand positioning for any brand should be unique and should set apart a brand from its competitor. So whatever you are doing in the positioning, again, it has to be unique. It has to use certain differentiation strategies, tools, which will make your brand different from your competitors, right? Okay. Now, what are the reasons behind doing the repositioning by a brand? Like, there are certain reasons hidden for doing repositioning. Like, the company at times or in certain situations thinks or decides for doing the repositioning for its brand, right? And what are the main reasons? Like, if the company sees and does some kind of analysis that the sale of a particular product is declining, is going down, right? And what is the reason of the decreased sale for that product? Mainly the competition prevailing in the market, and or the customer, or if the brand observes that I am losing my customers, right? Or I am not using a better technology or advanced technology in comparison to what kind of technology my customers my competitors are using to produce new products, or some kind of innovative strategies I'm lacking behind. So when these kind of observations are done by a brand, then the brand thinks of repositioning the product. That means doing the positioning part again and doing some kind of alternative changes in the positioning part of your brand, right? And the like and the organization might suffer in poor distribution or poor promotional strategy, or if for example, if a promotional strategy used by a brand is not that successful now, or if your distribution channel or network is not that effective, you are not able to deliver timely the products to your customers, or any such reasons, then brand repositioning has to be done by the organization. And then how to reposition, how brand can reposition again? So it needs to alter the expectations of the customers or the stakeholders, right? Now, who are stakeholders? Who are directly or indirectly connected to an organization. So basically altering and making certain, or basically changing the mindset of the customers regarding your brand, right? Because you cannot change entire process of your organization, but what you can do, some changes you can do, and some changes you can try to alter in the expectations of the customers from your brand, right? This is how you can reposition. So you can do certain changes in the expectation of stakeholders, shareholders, investors, employees, customers, etc., right? So because a firm can reposition a product line, a brand, an entire organization, but you cannot change the values or the objectives or the goals of your organization, right? So for doing the repositioning part as a brand, you need to have strong determination and dedication towards all the stakeholders who are connected or related to your organization, if you actually as a brand want to prevail or survive in the market. Now here again I have tried to show you the main highlighted points. What are the reasons for doing the brand positioning, or why a brand has to reposition? What are the main reasons? Like to beat off competition, or when the sale is increasing at a very slow pace, right? And create some kind of clarity and alignment in your products or on the lines on which you do business, then increase the value of company, bringing in new customers or attracting new customers. Then here, brand repositioning strategies. What brand repositioning strategies can be used by the organization? Like realignment of core values on whatever core values your brand is doing the business. You can not, you're not changing, but you can make slight alterations or changes. Then restructure the brand identity, right? Like you can come up with new commercial ads on add-on benefits, or you can do certain changes in the symbols or the colors you are using to represent the products of your brand. Then slight changes in the touch points of the customers. You can expand the business, or you can identify that at what geographical locations you are getting good response, and on those geographical locations you can expand your business, and where the response is very low you can close down those touch points, right? And then employee commitment, you from time to time you need to do certain kind of training sessions so that the motivation level of your employees working with your brand remains high, the morale is high. Because if the motivation level of your employee is high, definitely they are going to do good, the performance will be up to the mark, right? So employee commitment is again a very important element which is has to be there, right? And for making the commitment, keeping the commitment high, you need to time provide them training sessions, motivational speeches should be given, right? So all these things can be done. Then you on the right side, if we see the elements or the strategies which can be used by the brand to reposition, is making certain improvements to the products, basically making slight alterations or changes in the existing product, making your distribution channels more stronger, more effective, efficient, timely, right? And management of international markets. If you are, as a brand, you are also doing business in the international market, then you need to improve wherever you are lacking in the international or global market as well. So these are certain points or areas where you need to focus as a brand if you are actually going for brand repositioning, right? So, if brand repositioning is to be done, the first step is analyzing the current status of brand. So, as a brand, you need to look that you do a deep analysis as a brand and look into the aspects like what is your current sale, what is the market share, what is the competition level, who all are the competitors, challenges, add-on benefits, customers' behavior towards your product, right, and then industry performance, etc. After identifying and analyzing the current status of your brand, second step is consumer perception. So for this you need to do a market research and find out that how many loyal customers do you have, or what kind of perception your customers have towards the product of your brand, right? What is the purchasing behavior of your customers, right? And what is the growth rate of the company? So this all this has to be analyzed by doing a market research or a survey kind of thing, and this can be done through mailers, questionnaires, emails, interviews, etc. Then third step you can be used is developing the repositioning strategy. For repositioning strategy, the brand's mission, vision, and values, that what it is offering, whatever it is offering, it has to be taken care. Then we talk about certain examples of repositioning where brands are successful in transforming their image and face. Right. So repositioning examples are, if we talk about the Axis Bank, earlier it was UTI Group or the UTI Mutual Fund. It was very successful venture in the Indian financial market. As soon as it established, decided to expand its brand in the banking sector, and UTI Bank was born. So from UTI Mutual Fund, it expanded and became UTI Bank. And to become an independent identity, in 2007, it converted its name to Axis Bank. right? So this is a well structured integrated market campaign ensured that the brand access gets a strong spot in the memory of the Indian consumer. So this is one example that how brands use repositioning strategies. So here I have also tried to quote you these repositioning strategies, which are, again, I'm telling you, very important ways how brands can reposition themselves in the market. So that's all from my side for today. We have discussed that what is brand repositioning, what are the differentiation strategies, and why repositioning is important, and what are the reasons of repositioning. Till then, thank you and take care.